On this channel, I've talked about forests, I've talked about mountains, and I've also regrettably talked about my feelings. Never again. So it's time to take the next logical step. Today, I will be talking about air conditioning units. Baby, let's go! Where are we going? Nowhere. It was like a term of like hype, you know? Like, I'm hyped up. Like, let's go.
Oh geez, that's kind of cringe.
Who asked you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Geez, calm down.
Deserts are areas void of moisture, sometimes hot and other times not. Deserts are known for their lack of vegetation, rolling dunes, and giant sandworms. I don't know, I've never been to a desert. I've only ever seen the movie Dune. I hate sand. It's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere. That's from Star Wars. I've also seen Star Wars. All this means that I've always hated deserts. I'm a tree guy and I never understood the appeal of vast, seemingly empty spaces, but recently I have been gaining an appreciation for deserts, and it's mainly been drawn from my video games. So today, let's discuss how video games made me appreciate deserts. I used to dread the desert areas of games. It was like water levels, but without the water. Like, really without the water. Running into them felt like a chore, but as I began to change my tune, I started to come around to liking these desert sections. Stepping into Mario Odyssey's desert section was refreshing with its cold icicles and colder sombreros. In this context, I mean colder as in like cool, like hip. Like, that's rad, dude. I had already gained a desert appreciation by the time I started Mario Odyssey, so I was able to immediately take in the interesting beauty of its desert, unlike the vast, sprawling, and empty desert of the Dead in Shadow of the Colossus, or the densely packed streets of the Rub al-Khali desert in Uncharted 3. At first, I quickly passed through them to get to the prettier areas, but they hold so much beauty under the surface layer. Much like a real desert, there is a richness to the design of these video game spaces, even though their beauty might not immediately jut out. The catalyst of my desert development, though, was Journey. I know I've talked about Journey a lot in the past, so allow me to offer this accord. Get over it. Journey changed my perception of not just deserts, but video games as a whole. In two parallel ways, it taught me about deserts and art, showing me that sometimes to learn from an experience, you have to test it against yourself. On the surface level, Journey and the desert are very simple. Journey being so short with seemingly little story, and the desert being so vast and barren with seemingly no life. It isn't until further inspection that these begin to yield fruit. Journey has a hidden story about the movement of life and the overcoming of loss. It is so easy to miss it that I didn't catch it on my first few playthroughs, yet it is so integral to the understanding of Journey as an art form. Similarly, the desert holds a dense ecosystem of life. So many animals thrive off of the secret nature of a desert. It is such a complex place that even without water, life persists. It wasn't until the playing of Journey that I even cared to look at a desert in depth. There is so much learning to be had in video games as long as you are willing to understand. Sable wasn't my first desert love, but it was wildly instrumental in reminding me of what Journey taught me. The trek around Sable's world is such a treat. On the surface, it seems so barren for a while, as if you are traveling so far to discover things. But after peeling back a few layers, you begin to open up so much. Every inch of its world becomes riddled with nuance and discovery. It was deep and mysterious, yet I felt at home exploring it. It was alien and far away, yet it connected directly to my humanity. It was a desert, yet it felt like a place full of life, a place of endless discovery, a place to learn. I haven't always been a casual desert enjoyer, but through video games like Sable and Journey, I have been able to see what all deserts offer up. To see the wonderful intricacies that both of these games and the places that they represent hold. What is so simple and barren on the surface holds an oasis of discovery, as long as you're willing to peer under the surface.